Antoinette and welcome back to my channel. At Frolic and Courage, I like to make videos on travel, food, and life, and today I am answering frequently asked questions about buying a new townhome. Questions like, are townhomes good starter homes? And is buying a townhouse worth it? As you guys know, my husband and I recently purchased a new construction townhome. We are first-time home buyers and we had a lot of questions, so I'm making this video to hopefully help answer some of your questions about buying a new construction townhome, buying a townhouse in general. So if you're ready, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe to my channel. I have my list of questions here, so let's get started. The first question is, what are the disadvantages of buying a townhome? Wow, disadvantages, because I see so many advantages. If you haven't seen my last video on apartment versus townhome, there's a lot of pros and cons there, so pause and watch that video. But I can't ignore the disadvantages. Like, townhomes are not 100% private. They are more private than an apartment, but you're still sharing 1 to 2 walls with another person. And from my townhouse now, I have natural light coming in from this window. I can see directly into my neighbor's townhome if they leave the windows open, and back here I can see my neighbor's balcony directly. And last night some of the neighbors had a little shindig and we could all see them, so they're not 100% private as in a standalone home. Another disadvantage is the yards are really small, if you even get a yard at all. And even though the HOA fees cover a lot of the maintenance, and we'll get into HOA fees a little bit later in this video, but you are limited to what you can do with an HOA on the outside of your townhouse unit. If you wanted to paint or change the brick color or add any type of cool features, you have to check the HOA rules first before you can do anything. You may not be able to do it at all, or if you decide to do it, you could face fines, or they could even evict you from your own unit. Another disadvantage of living in a townhome are the stairs. Townhome units are usually 2 to 3 stories tall, and the stairs are usually really narrow and really steep, especially if you either rent or buy an existing townhome. The older you get, the more narrow and the more steep those stairs are gonna be. You're gonna have to walk up to the 3rd floor, and then if you forgot your keys down on the 1st floor, you're gonna have to walk back down. So those stairs can be a little bit of a pain. Lastly, the resale value isn't as strong as if you were in a standalone home. In certain markets, you may not be able to resell your townhome for top dollar. But if you're in a crazy housing market like I'm in the Washington, D.C. metro area, townhomes will fly just as fast as standalone homes. There is really no difference. So depending on your market, it may not resell at a value that you are looking for. The next frequently asked question is, what are average HOA fees? HOA stands for Homeowners Association. The HOA is a collection of property owners, so your neighbors, you yourself can join the HOA, and a residential property management company. You both come together and make decisions about what you want in your community. HOA fees cover a lot of the common areas, like if you have a clubhouse or a pool or a fitness center, and repairs and maintenance to those common areas like your roads and your streets and the grass cuttings. All of that is covered in your HOA fees. So for our townhouse unit, we only pay $125 a month for the HOA. But across the United States of America, your HOA fees can be anywhere from $75 all the way up to $3,000, with the average being around $200. Your fees depend on what type of amenities the community has and what you and your residents decide on. So if you want just a limited amount, like say lawn care, your fees are just going to be enough to cover that lawn care and any other external maintenance. Now, if you and your neighbors decide you want the works, HOA fees can cover things like resort style pools and 24-hour concierge, along with a gated community and physical security guards. Depending on the amenities you have, that really dictates how much you're gonna pay. And before you even purchase a property or rent out a townhome community, you definitely wanna look into those HOA fees and see what they cover, how often are the fees increasing, because the fee can increase over time. The next question is it cheaper to buy a townhouse? Now, cheaper than what is kind of my main question. If you saw my last video, is it cheaper than an apartment living? No, it's not cheaper than apartment living. But is it cheaper than a standalone house, like buying a standalone home? Then yes, it is cheaper than a standalone home. And in some instances, with the cost of rent skyrocketing, sometimes it might even be cheaper than an apartment. Is it cheaper than is really a tough question because it depends on your market and it depends on the different pricing that's available. Next question, who is townhouse buying best for? I would I would recommend townhouse living for anyone who is a first-time home buyer in a densely populated area. You're looking for more space in an apartment, yet you're looking for something that's a little bit cheaper than a standalone home, and you want that sweet spot where you don't have to worry about mowing your lawn or doing any of that kind of external lawn maintenance. And if you're looking to build equity and wealth a little bit faster, I would highly recommend a townhome. We are first-time home buyers, and I love living in a townhome. So if all those criteria fit you and your situation, then I say, hey, come on board and join the townhome family. Ooh, next question here. Do I regret leaving my apartment? Nope, not at all. I do not regret leaving my apartment for a townhome at all. I don't like the fact that my bills have increased. I don't really like that, but hey, if I want more space, I'm gonna have to come out of pocket, right? So I don't miss apartment living at all. It was fine for the season that I was in, trying to have a great solid financial foundation and pay off debt and save. But I love living in a townhome. So nope, I don't regret at all living in an apartment. I don't miss apartment living. I love my townhome. So that brings us to the next question. Is a townhouse a good starter home? I would say yes, especially in the market that I'm in. Housing is extremely competitive. Something could be on the market one day and be gone by the end of the day. Townhomes in our area start from about $350,000 for new construction, all the way up to like $400,000 and $500,000. Brand new construction standalone homes start at about $500,000 to $550,000, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, even $1 million in this luxury market. To get on the standalone property ladder, that takes a lot of cash, y'all, a lot of down payment. For our situation, we had just paid off my student loans, saved up a good amount of money, and it was a really good first step for us as a starter home because the barrier to entry was a lot lower than a standalone home, and we still have more space in an upgraded environment from our apartment. How much of a down payment do I need? Ooh, for a townhome, you're gonna need some cash out of pocket. And I did a whole video. If you wanna pause this video right now and go check out my video, The Real Cost of Buying a New Home, I break down all of the fees and expenses that I had to pay. So go check that video because it gives you a really in-depth answer. Is buying a townhouse a good investment? I would say yes, it is. When we purchased our townhome, we jumped on it as soon as we were able to. The townhomes that were similar units that sold after us ended up costing my neighbors a little bit more. So we had instantly built at least $10,000 to $20,000 in equity right off the bat. So far, it's been a really good investment. I would recommend grabbing a real estate agent, looking at the market, seeing if the market for your area and similar comparable homes, I would check to see if they are rising in value, making sure that the community is solid, it's safe, it's clean, it's neat, and those are the things that impact your property value. So I would definitely check that out. But for us, it's so far been a really good investment. Now this question is a big one. What do you wish you knew before buying a townhouse? Ooh, so I have a whole list, so I'm gonna go through my list now. So the first thing I wish I knew was that a lot of my neighbors don't actually use their garages. You would think people would park their cars in there, but that's not the case. If it's a 2-car household, they'll park one of the cars in there and another car in one of the visitors' parking spaces. So the visitor spaces tend to be really full, taken up. So when you actually have visitors come over, they're over there looking for parking because a lot of people don't actually use the garage space that they're giving for their actual cars. I was kind of shocked at that. Some people turned their garages into a gym. Some people just have a lot of crap that they like to store in there, or I don't know. I wish I knew that more people would actually use their garages and that the extra spaces for visitors, you know, would be free for actual visitors, not residents. Another thing I wish I knew was that there were different style of townhomes. I've seen some condo style townhomes and just regular townhomes, and there is a distinct difference between the two. The condo style townhomes are really condominiums, but on the exterior they look like townhomes. The difference between the two is in ownership. So in a condo style townhome, you own the inside of your unit, but you don't own any of the exterior. You actually share ownership of the grounds, your roof, the walls, with all of your neighbors. You don't own the land that your condo style townhome sits on. The condo style townhomes tend to appreciate value a lot slower than in the typical townhomes. And there's also a condo fee, which is similar to an HOA, that covers all of the exterior maintenance and the amenities and shared walls, roofs. So if one person's roof catches on fire, then perhaps the condo fees would increase because everybody's got to pay for that shared roof. Now in your standard townhomes, you own your unit and you own the exterior and you own the land that it sits on. That is a major difference between a townhome and a condo style townhome. And townhomes are just a little bit easier to sell and they appreciate in value a little bit higher than the condo style townhomes. And I didn't really know that there was a difference between the two, but I'm so thankful that I got our townhome, not the condo style townhouse. Another thing I wish I knew was that the stairs wouldn't really be a problem. So yes, in townhouse living, you tend to have 2 or 3 stories and the stairs can be pretty steep. And you think, I don't want to walk up all those stairs all the time. I don't want to grab groceries. The way our townhouse unit is set up is we have a flight of stairs and then a kind of flat area and then another set. So there may be only like 8 steps to take and it's really not that bad. So one of the things I wish I knew was that the stairs actually wouldn't be a problem. Like I kind of thought it would be at first. Another thing I wish I knew before buying a townhome was how easy it was to install our own blinds. Oh my gosh, I was kind of freaking out about this. And different companies were quoting like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 and they'd have people come out and they'd measure all your windows for you and they'd deliver it, and there's a delivery fee and an installation fee, and then you get to pick, okay, well, do you want the little pull string or do you want the wand, or do you want tape in the middle for privacy or do you not? Do you want 2.5-inch faux wood slots or do you want aluminum slots or do you want real wood 3-inch? There's so much to go into it. But at the end of the day, it was really easy to install. My husband and I, with my dad, who took a major chunk of this, we installed it ourselves in just a simple afternoon. It did not take long at all, and we have 19 windows, y'all. We went to Lowe's and got trim and go blinds, and my dad just drilled a hole. We drilled all the little bits inside the wall, and we just clicked that bad boy up and it was done. So I was shocked and I wish I knew it was that easy so I wouldn't freak out, and I'm so thankful that we did not pay thousands upon thousands of dollars to get blinds installed when we did it ourselves for like $1,500 for like 19 windows. Another thing I wish I knew about buying a townhouse was how annoying it would be to just get mail service. Because we were in a new construction area, our townhome was not listed in the Postal Service database. It was not active on Google Maps. And so trying to get delivery services here and trying to get stuff delivered and trying to tell people where we live was tough because the GPS didn't quite go this far because guess what? It was brand new and it didn't exist. It took a couple of weeks for the DMV to recognize where we were, for all of our utilities that we had to transfer over, all of our banks and all of the online banking we have, and any online service that required our address, you would often see, hey, this address is not recognized. And you're like, but I live here, I'm physically living here. Just because it doesn't show up in Google and the Postal Service hasn't officially like released that record yet, stop it, this sucks. So we had to wait a couple months in order to get all of our mail properly routed and then get our keys in our mailbox. So I wish I would have known that that process takes a couple months and it's annoying. But there is light at the end of the tunnel and everything works just fine now. Is it worth buying a townhouse? Whew. Yup, it is for us. I think it's totally worth it to buy a townhouse. We love the space, we love our neighbors, we love the area, we love just the look and feel of our community. It's so green, it's so fresh, there's space, there's trees, we have a gym and a pool, which hopefully we'll be able to use soon because of all this stuff will be, y'all know what I'm talking about, will be cleared up. We just love everything about townhouse living. It was a great move for us as pretty much newlyweds, first-time home buyers. For us, a townhome is totally worth it. We bought in the right community where property values are increasing. Our neighbors are friendly. It's a multicultural community. I absolutely love it. We love it. So I think it is totally worth it to buy a townhome. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments down below and I will do my best to answer them. Don't forget to check out my whole buying a house series where you can see from the ground up our townhome process as well as our home walkthrough. Those are really cool to see the whole thing from start to finish. And a lot of you guys are buying new construction homes too. So I love chatting with you guys in the comments. Please continue to comment and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Don't forget to click subscribe to my channel and let me know what you want to see next. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next video. Bye.